everybody. I have to tell you that this will not be a long a live broadcast, but because the big winds we had here, Friday, and I did yesterday was much chillier than today, so I couldn't get outside much. But today I really need to finish that. I did stuff all morning, pardon my fingernails. I still have quite a bit of branches to clean my front yard and my backyard of, because we had horrible winds, and if you were in the path of these winds, you know how that is and what happened. To give you an idea, here in Oklahoma, and I've seen that in Texas too, the winds were so strong that they actually toppled big trailer trucks off the highway like they were nothing. So you can imagine the effect it had on trees. Hi, Cheryl. And that was the biggest fear, because we also had a lot of wildfires. And about half of those wildfires happened because of trees hitting the power lines and causing sparks, or the power lines breaking down and causing sparks. So yeah, it was not nice, and we are supposed to have again 3 days of wind, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So I hope that everybody that was in the way of the bad severe weather yesterday and today is doing good, and you haven't been affected by that. But let's get to our thing. So this is a type of flower looking like cane, and you can actually do two canes with the same thing. So what I have here is a Skinner blend that was made using alizarin crimson, white, cadmium yellow, alizarin crimson. Hi, Sweet Pea. Yeah, it was. I'm glad that it skipped you, because it was really bad. I did the Skinner blend again ahead of time, so you wouldn't have to wait for me on that. And now I have it ready to go in the machine like this, so I can fan it. So before I put it in the machine though, I'm going to use my roller on it to make sure that these pieces do not start going like this away from the main thing. And I'm going to go first on a thick setting and then thinner setting until I get a fairly thin setting, so I can start fan folding. Is thin enough, and it doesn't matter which side you're starting from, just try and get as close as possible to the height of, the size of the fan fold to be almost as close as the width of your strip is. As close as possible. It will be easier when you start reducing. You can also cut and stack. If my hair looks not very well, it's because, to be very honest, I didn't even have time to take care of it today. And not only that, but we had before Friday, for like 2 days before Friday, we had low barometer air pressure, and it was so bad. Normally it's around 30, and whenever it gets below 2.9, I start hurting. But the down I don't know if it's correct to say the down peaked, but the down was the worst Friday around 5 o'clock. It went all the way down to 29.1, and that is almost hurricane low. So I was also in a lot of pain, and Saturday didn't go right away back up, so that was a second reason I couldn't go fix my yard. But I'm gonna just put this here somewhere. But today the barometer is normal, so I can go ahead and take care of my yard. All right, so I'm going to get this as close to a cube as possible, because what I want around 1 inch cube. And if you're asking me how much I used in terms of clay, so considering 1.5 inch, the 1.5 inch cutter, there was 2 parts, so 2 cuts of white, 2 cuts of yellow, and 1 cut of alizarin crimson, half on one side, half on one side. My phone is buzzing. I hope we don't. Let me just check to see if we didn't get any kind of weather stuff. Give me just a second. I don't see why we would, but it's just fire weather. I hope there's no fire near me. Sorry. But I need to check. So yeah, they were at one point, there were like 13 wildfires going on. All right. So it's not that big of a deal, and you can make completely different Skinner blends. Remember that for spring flowers, most spring flowers are blue or yellow. It's because of what the bees see, so, and the pollinators that first emerge in spring, so they want to get pollinated. So you will not see a lot of spring flowers that are red or even orange. Those come later in the season. So if you want to make a spring themed, go with blue, or you can even go with blue and yellow, but make sure that you put white between the blue and the yellow so you don't get green. So once I got my thing here, what I'm going to do is to cut it diagonally. This will be 1 cane and this will be 1 cane. Okay? So one of them will have yellow towards the middle and one of them will have more whitish towards the middle. So now I'm going to start reducing it. And I've told you before how to reduce a triangular cane. You must make sure that you pull on the edges, because the edges will have the tendency to stay behind. And you want to get it pretty much in a almost straight angle here. I said almost. I hope I remember how you're supposed to put it in there. There are noises in my house. Alrighty. So I'm going to cut it in half. And yes, it is a diamond right now. So you gently press on these. Don't make it not a diamond, okay? And you will start at this point asking me, okay, so what do I do? Because it's obviously not going to be round, not going too deep to be anything. Hi, Darla. So I'll show you here in just a minute what you're supposed to do with it. So make sure it doesn't go too bad. I mean, I'm talking about wastages. All right, so what I'm going to do now is cut and cut. And see, I'm turning it. Well, I didn't turn it around properly. It's supposed to be with this little lighter part here. It's just going to give it a, you can go with it the way it is, but this is going to just give it a little bit of better stuff. And now you can flatten it here to get a triangle. And now we can go ahead and yes, they will look a little bit different. It will not be the same thing. Even if they might look, yeah, let me get more, cut it in 3. And whenever we want to do flowers, this would be the way to go. Yeah, I'm eyeballing. I am not measuring. And as you can see, it is quite flowery. And now we can go ahead and start rounding it up. You can keep it as a triangle if you so want, because it would tile beautifully if you decide to make a tile. I'll keep it as a hexagon on the other one so I can show you how prettily it tiles. But you'll get 2 slightly different. And you can put more colors to make a bigger difference if you want to in the Skinner blend. And you can see how pretty it is. And now we can start reducing it as a circle and just get a slight wastage here. But you see there's a slight pinkish stuff here, and that pinkish will actually be on the outside on the other one. You can of course do a different color and at the ends. I just, you know how much I love alizarin crimson and yellow, so I thought this would be the best. So this would be one, and now I'm going to start with the other one, and the other one will have the yellow in the middle. But I'm telling you, with that wind, I lived for 25 years in this state, and except for tornadoes, obviously, I have never heard a wind being so noisy. I'm talking about straight line wind in a clear blue sky day. Initially, I always keep my my bathroom window open. I mean, not with open, cracked. And at one point I went to the bathroom and I was like, what the heck is the Air Force Base flying planes in this wind? And then I realized it wasn't an engine. Hi, Adelaide. It wasn't an engine, it was the wind that was so loud. It sounded like a B-1. It was horrible. Okay, and we're gonna do the same thing we did with the other one. That is cut here. Of course, you don't have to cut. You can place a filler. And then we are going to bring these towards the outside here, so the slightly, this goes like this. No. Hey, shut up. Finnegan decided he's not loved enough. So gently flatten it to a triangle here. I'm not sure if you can hear him whining. I need to move my phone holder here so I can give you some videos of him wanting to be in my lap. He's become very, I think he can feel when I'm in pain or tired or stuff, and he begs to get in my lap when that happens. I mean, not in my lap. He comes on my shoulder and he tries to practically, you know how cats do sometimes, it's like they want to get inside of you. He does that. And we're gonna keep this one a hexagon, okay? So I can show you the prettiness of the tiling. And of course you can use both, you can keep both on as a hexagon and use them to tile. I want a little bit wider on this one. Longer, not wider. Okay, so 3. I didn't cut well. Okay, this one has more because I cut a little bit deeper that end triangle there, so it's got more of a gem look. So keeping it a hexagon, Remember to always pull on the edges because the edges will stay behind. So this is just with a Skinner blend, a simple Skinner blend, tricolor. But you can put, yeah, I know what you mean. Remember I lost Whisper and I decided to not get another dog because my health doesn't allow me to take care of a dog properly. And I know what you're talking about. I lost in the last 25 years 4. So as you can see, I'm keeping but you'll have to go a little bit on the middle too, to push stuff from the middle. All right, so let me show you the and always move it when you cut. Roll it one facet over, and you'd better wait before cutting it to allow the clay to harden up a bit. I don't want to keep you waiting, so I'm cutting right now. I'm gonna have to pull them a little bit so you can see how pretty. Yeah, I was thinking what's going to happen if I'm still alive after they all pass. Finnegan will be the last one because he's the youngest. I think I'm just gonna get a fish. I mean, see how pretty it would be, gorgeous on a bracelet and on other things, of course. And what I was talking about, you can alternate. If you keep this, if you keep both as a hexagon, you can alternate them. So yeah, this is, as I said, from just a simple Skinner blend you get 2 different canes. And let's do something here. I'm going to keep these 4. So first I kept half, right? From all the cutting of the old ones. So I just made them into a ball. Then I'm going to cut the ball. And then put it back to back. Reform the ball. Oh yeah, that's what I'm going to do with the other one. And now decide which way you want to go. So I think I'm going to go like this. And I'm going to make a twisty bead. You can leave it tear-shaped if you want to, but I'm going to twist it all the way. And look at this pretty bead. How gorgeous is it? So now with the other one we are going, and I'm not going to even cut them. I'm going to just put them together and make a nice pendant. Just getting them into a long rectangle. Seamus. So go with double the thickness you want your pendant to be. If you want to do a four-sided Natasha bead, then you'll have to be completely even. On these sides have to be even. But I'm not going to do a Natasha bead. I'm going to a four-sided Natasha bead. I'm going to do a regular Natasha bead. And there we go. Of course, I can go like this, or I can go like this. It's not perfectly set here. There we go. Prettiness. Okay, so this was the whole thing. I just wanted to show you this trick with using a Skinner blend to make two different flowery, and you can see they do look like flowers, and this one is more rounded, this one is more, but it all depends on how you cut that end triangle. That's all that is to it. So I hope you enjoyed it. Let me turn the light a little bit lower. I hope you all enjoyed it, and you will try to do something like this yourself. And of course you can make, actually you can make beads. Let me show you the other thing with both of them. Remember that the bead has to be about 3/4 of the size of the, let me get the other one. I'm talking about the inside, the base bead that you're going to cover, of the 3/4 of the size of the diameter of your cane, round cane. So 3/4 to half, to between half and 3/4 actually. It would be like more like 5/8, and you place one on one end and one on the other end, and you bring it over, and you can actually made the bead a little bit too small, but that's okay. And just make sure that it does. Then you gently squish it back into a round shape. And you can make yourself, and of course you can make it tiered. And there you go, we have a pretty bead. Make sure that you roll it. I didn't roll it all the way to cover the folding lines, but yeah, that's a, there are many things that you can do with the same Skinner blend. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll try it. And remember, try with various colors and send me photos. You know, I always enjoy, and I will post them so everybody can enjoy. Okay? Thank you so much.